what's up, Ovi Tribe? Thanks for joining me today. As promised, this is video 2 in our 2017 fall product updates, specifically to our sleeping bags. We are going to be covering all of our synthetics today and talking about that. Before I jump into that, I wanted to drive home one thing in particular, and that's that all synthetics are not equal. I think in the outdoor industry, there's a high tendency to just believe that all synthetics are basically the same thing. So you've got down, you've got qualities of down, and then you just got all these synthetics. And I believed that for quite a while too. However, through research and development here at Outdoor Vitals, I've learned so much about synthetics, and we've moved into higher and higher quality synthetics. We've used some high quality synthetics in the past, which is why things have always been very compressible, and we've just improved that in the fall of 2017. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my story. So when I was younger, I was always cold while I was out camping. So I begged my parents to get me a 0 degree sleeping bag. And they got me this bag, which was at the time rated as a 0 degree sleeping bag. The thing is, this bag is massive. In fact, the compression bag, it didn't even fit in it. It didn't compress, so I ended up throwing it away, which is why it's in a pillowcase. But you can see here, it doesn't really compress. It's rated for 0. I personally would not sleep in it under probably freezing, so about 30 degrees. You might still get away rating it as a 20 degree bag, but look at the difference here between our 20 degree bag and this bag. Again, this isn't quite compressed, but the difference in weight, you're looking at about 3 pounds versus 9 pounds, okay? So there's some big differences. So I just wanted you guys to realize not all synthetics are the same. There are definitely better synthetics. So we're gonna talk about why some of the changes that we've done to our synthetics might be applicable to you and might help you find a more affordable way to backpack, or that just might fit your situation better. So let's dive into those details now. All right, so the new insulation that we're using now is what we call Storm Light. Storm Light is what you're gonna find in all of our Ovi Light products, our new Mummy Pod, so the synthetic version of the Mummy Pod, the Roost, like you see here, as well as our kids model sleeping bag, the Rascal. All of those have this new insulation that looks just like this. So this insulation right here, what makes it truly unique is the thickness of the fibers. So the thickness of these fibers are a 0.7 denier thick, which means that they're a true microfiber hollow filament. If you compare that to the bag that I was just showing you, which is a 7 denier thick, which means all of the fibers woven together are 7 denier thick insulation, you're going to see that they're 10 times skinnier. Well, why would you want them skinnier? Well, 1, they can compress a lot smaller when they're skinnier. 2, when they're lofted out, you're gonna trap more tiny little air pockets that insulate. 3, another version, or another reason that that's really cool, is because it's microfiber, water droplets can't enter the insulation nearly as easy. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a demonstration here. I'm gonna pour some water on top of this insulation while I talk today. And you can kind of see how it's just gonna beat up. And I'm gonna pour it on the Roost, but you notice I'm pouring it on the Roost along the seams here, if we can get it to stay. And the reason I'm doing that is the DWR coating on the Roost, the DWR coating on this Roost is going to keep that water from entering. However, if I put it on the seam, we're gonna get a little bit of water penetrating. And so what the point here though is that this insulation is going to keep water out, which can have some advantages. The insulation is siliconized as well, which is gonna help with the water, and then it is bonded. And the reason that it's nice to have it bonded is it makes it so that I don't actually have to quilt this. So if you're looking at the Roost here, you'll notice it has some quilting design patterns. However, these design patterns are simply design patterns. If I open this up, it's actually not sewn all the way through. By not having these sewn all the way through, it actually helps the integrity of the bag as far as warmth goes, because everywhere there's a sewing line, you're going to get more cold spots. So looking back here on the Ovi Lights, you're also going to have these sewing patterns, but they are not sewn through because this is a bonded fabric, which is going to help with heat retention. Also, because it's bonded, they're fully machine washable, which is a big plus when you're using them in the outdoors. So that's kind of the pros of the insulation. Let's talk a little bit about the shells. So we changed some of the design features on our Ovi Lights. You'll see that it's making more of a V now. For Outdoor Vitals is kind of the idea that we did behind that. But we changed the look of this, so you'll know if you've got this particular bag, you're also gonna have this new insulation. We have been selling these new bags for over a month now, so if you bought it recently, you're already gonna have this insulation in it. They are a ripstop. Everything here is going to be a ripstop polyester, a 20, well, they're a little bit different in the weight of the fiber, so you're going to have to look at that, but it is a ripstop fabric in all of our synthetics. So one of the last updates that we did is we did improve some of the compression bags as well. You'll notice that they're changed the look and feel of them. We've also added a little bit of strength to those compression bags. They're more like some of our other compression bags as well. Okay, so why would you maybe want a synthetic versus a down bag? Well, one, you're gonna be able to save on some costs, and that's kind of expected. But let's talk a little bit about the waterproofness of this bag and why that might play an advantage. So this bag right here is the Roost, and it's our 5-in-1 bag where we've got 5 uses. I have started to use this bag for everything, and I leave it in all of my cars. When I go to sporting events, or I'm sitting around a campfire or anything like that, I'll unzip this and use it as a blanket. The nice thing about it is it's one, machine washable, so that I can wash it at any time if it were to get dirty, but two, if it starts raining or anything like that, I don't scramble to get my bag put away. In fact, I just welcome it and use the bag as a shield against the elements. I've even used the bag to create a small shelter for my dog before, one, to protect her on top, but then two, to lay it underneath her. It's just a really, really cool use of versatile bag, and that's how all of these are gonna perform when they get wet, because the surface tension of water, it just can't break through those smaller denier fibers, plus the siliconizing of it helps to repel it. So there's some really cool uses there. If you're gonna be around a lot of water, or you just want the versatility of having a easier to wash, easier to use in the elements type of a bag, a synthetic can be a great option. The other thing to notice is that a synthetic is not going to have that much weight disadvantages compared to down in the warmer temperature levels. So something over 30-40 degrees, you're going to see a smaller advantage by switching to down as far as the weight savings go. So sometimes synthetics can make a really good summer bag, which is also good because it seems to rain more often, at least where we're from, in the summer months. So those are some huge advantages of that. Let's look back at the product here, and then I'll give you one last update. The last update is going to be on the zippers. We have improved some of the zippers so far. However, we're still making the switch into the new YKK anti-snag zippers. That is going to be featured on all of our synthetic bags as well. So that will be coming around Christmas time, fall 2017, but it's not in the bags just yet, even though they have had some zipper improvements. Okay, so let's jump back over here. You can see here that we have this water droplet, and it's just going along the surface here, but it's not penetrating through. Until you apply pressure to the top or push that through, it's not going to permeate that. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. You can see here I've got 2 layers of the Roost, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a paper towel here and mop this up. It's been sitting, I've been trying to keep it kind of on these seams so that it can get absorbed, but we'll go ahead and mop this up so that I can show you the inside of the bag. Okay, so the inside of the bag, again, there's 2 layers here. This is the top side. The inside of the bag is completely dry, which is just a really, really cool feature in a bag, is that it can be dry. Later this year, I might actually fully submerge these in forced water to get in them and try to sleep out in them and see if they'll dry out throughout the night. But as far as water getting in there without applying pressure or heat or anything like that, it's keeping that water out, which just makes them highly versatile. So these are the changes we've made to all of our synthetic bags. We're super excited about them. All synthetics aren't equal. Make sure that you're getting a synthetic that can be a backpacking style synthetic, and I'm sure that you'll have some good times on the trail. If you want to see our next video, which is going to be our affordable down product video, it's going to be video 3 in our 2017 fall updates to our sleeping bags. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that will be coming in around a week. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and let us know if you have any questions over at outdoorvitals.com.